Far out. Have a go at it. This place is bloody awesome, eh? Let's just hope there's some fish in here. Yes, we're on. A really beautiful rainbow. I'm a naked man running through the bush with no shoes on. I think I've lost the plot. Well, g'day guys. So we're out here exploring some new country today, and I've come to a river that I've never been to before, and man, to say I'm impressed is an understatement. It is absolutely gorgeous. All the banks are lined with these beautiful casuarinas, and there are just birds everywhere. It's like Bird City. It's a very tranquil place, and I've seen a few fish jump out as well, which is promising. I've got the rod with me for this weekend, so keen to see if we can catch ourselves something. But the plan is we're just going to wander up to where that mountain is in the distance and camp up along the riverbank somewhere up there. Do a bit of fishing this afternoon, set up a nice little tarp shelter, and I've also got a really tasty dinner to cook up tonight, which I'm very excited for, so stick around for that. But anyway, it was raining before, the clouds have started to dissipate, so I think we're going to be for a good day, so how about we get a bit of a move on. Well, it looks like we've got some bush tucker. This really beautiful fig tree growing over this rock just underneath it. If you have a look at the leaves, it's just covered in these little fruits. There's literally thousands of figs on this tree. Unfortunately they're not ripe just yet, but man, such a beautiful specimen. So cool watching it grow over this big rock underneath. You guys probably can't see it, but yeah, a very beautiful tree. Well, we've got another beautiful fig tree just here, and it's grown over this big rock. And they're such a cool tree, just how they sort of take over rocks and just grow out of these little nooks and crannies. It's a very impressive plant. Man, this place is bird heaven. There are countless species of birds. So beautiful. Really liking this spot already, hey? We've got a little fox skull just here. I thought it was a wallaby skull to start with, but then I saw the jawbone, and that is definitely not a wallaby jawbone. Got all the bones lying around it as well, which is pretty chat, so hopefully you guys aren't eating dinner. But man, it's always very interesting coming across skulls in the bush. Find them absolutely fascinating. What a nice spot. Now look at all the damage from the floods earlier in the year. We've had so much rain on the east coast this year that a lot of our rivers look like this. They're just absolutely flattened. So it makes it pretty slow going when you're trying to walk the bank. Man, have a look at that. That flood debris is probably about, I don't know, 6 or 8 meters higher than the river. That would have been a lot of water moving through here. Far out. Have a go at it. This place is bloody awesome, eh? You gotta love it when a trip pans out. We already know what to expect with this river, and yeah, this place is just ticking every box, eh? Let's just hope there's some fish in here. Alright, well I've come up to some nice little runs, so I might get the rod out. I'll have a quick little cast. Oh, Oh, I think it's had a bite. Might have been a carp. Oh, you're kidding. Oh, wow. I think it was a carp. It got one of its scales. That is a massive scale. Oh, wow. Look at that. I dare say this thing will be full of carp in here. Well, you guys probably can't see it, but there's about 3 or 4 carp just sitting in this little pocket just down there. Alright, so I've just dropped my pack and my main camera and I've just come up to this nice little pretty spot up here, which has some good pools, and I'll just have a quick cast. If I don't catch anything here, then I'll make a move back to the main river to set up camp. Far out, this is such a pretty river. All these she oaks, or the casuarinas on the banks, there's such a beautiful tree. This one over here, it's all twisty and gnarly at the bottom. It's like such an old girl. It's a really beautiful river to fish, although I haven't caught any fish yet. Well, this is a very pretty river. As much as I want to just keep walking up fishing it, I feel like up there it's probably got some good sections to fish, but it's about 2 o'clock, so I want to go back down to the main river and yeah, find a place to set up camp. It's only about 3.5 hours till it gets dark, so I want to give myself a little bit of time to get camp set up, and we'll do a bit more fishing down there. Oh, this seems like a pretty nice little spot. You got the junction of this river and then this river, so hopefully there's some trout hiding in here. Alright, so in terms of camp, what I had marked on my satellite and topo maps was a spot that's just across the river and only up probably about 150 metres or so. But I'm not quite sure what that spot's going to be like. I don't know if it's going to be really bouldery like it is over here, or whether it's going to be like sort of a nice sandy bank, which I kind of thought it would be. So what I might do is, rather than wrapping my bag up in my tarp and swimming across just yet, I might just swim across by myself, run up, have a look at it, and I'll come back and get my bag if I think it's a good spot. If I don't think it's a good spot, then I'll probably just try and find a spot around here. Alright, well I've stripped down to my birthday suit and I'm just going to try and swim across this river here. I think I found an okay spot to cross, but man, it is bloody cold. Oh, that is freezing. Whew. This is fresh. This is fresh. Oh god. At least it's not too deep, so I can probably do that with my backpack on, I reckon. Oh. Alright, we're across. Oh, I just stepped on a bloody stinging nettle. That kills. But this is the spot I was thinking about. Somewhere over there on the grassy bank perhaps. But I'm not quite sure if it's really the best spot. I'll have a bit of a look around and we'll make the call. Alright, so there are a few good options. There is a flat spot just over there amongst the casuarinas and another one just over here. So could probably find a nice spot to camp. Really just depends whether I want to brave the water again and swim across with my bag wrapped up in the tarp, or whether I find a spot back there amongst the sandy bank. But man, how good is this spot? But bloody hell. Very specky. Man, if people could see me now, they would have a good laugh. I'm a naked man running through the bush with no shoes on. I think I've lost the plot. Alright, so change of plans. I was thinking about going across the river and going up to that spot I just scoped out, but it's getting pretty late. I've got about an hour and a half till it gets dark, so I think I might not worry about that for this trip. I have found a really nice sort of sandy spot just here next to the river, so I think I might set up camp around here, and I might save that other spot for next time, because it looks like a nice spot, but I don't want to be too rushed this afternoon. It's such a beautiful tranquil spot here. There's so many birds around and got some really nice afternoon light, so I think this will do. Alright, so we finally got a new mat. So this is a Cedar Summit Etherlite XT insulator mat in the larger version. I haven't used it yet, so very keen to see how it goes tonight. From what I've heard, these are meant to be really comfortable mats, so keen to give it a go. Look, any mat that doesn't deflate on me is a good mat. And then for tonight, I've just got my Alton -5 quilt. Alright, well, camp's all set up. So I'm just using the gunya shelter for tonight. If you guys want to see a bit more of a detailed video on how to set that up, then check out my 5 tarp shelter video, which I'll put a link on the screen somehow. But yeah, I love that shelter. It's such a really good, versatile shelter. Yeah, really enjoying the spot, hey. It's such a beautiful, tranquil spot. There's so many birds around. So I'm just going to get some firewood collected, and then we might go for a bit of a fish. Here, fishy, fishy. So I did see a few fish jump today, so maybe the trout, but not quite sure. Like I said, never fished this river, don't know too much about it. All I know is it's full of carp from what I've seen. I just have a few more casts. It's starting to get, the sun's set, so it's starting to get a little bit dark now, and we'll go back and get the fire going. Oh, oh mate, you are a joke. Alright, time to get the fire going. Oh, there we go. Alright, time for a gin and tonic. We got some pretty dark clouds moving over. We can start to feel a few raindrops as well. I don't think it was meant to rain tonight, so not quite sure what this is doing. Hopefully it blows over. Oh, cheers guys. Well, this is a really beautiful spot. Surprised it's taken me this long to come and check this river out. I'd love to try and pack craft this river as well, that'd be really fun. We're in spring now, this is the first week of spring, and man, I'm so keen for this summer. We've got so many good trips planned for the warm months, like canoe trips, pack craft trips, coastal trips and stuff, so I think it's going to be a really fun summer. Really looking forward to it. Alright, I think it's time to get some dinner on soon. Tonight we're cooking duck, which I'm so keen for. Alright, so for tonight's dinner we're going to get pretty fancy. We're going to cook up a duck breast, and then to go with that we've got some broccolini, a sweet potato, and just to make the sauce to go on the duck breast, we've got a shallot onion, we've got some cherries. These are the morello cherries that come in a jar. And we've got some port or some tawny, and then we've got some honey, we've got some butter, we've just got a bit of salt to put on the duck breast, and just some olive oil. So I am so keen for this. This is going to be bloody delicious. We got fire, baby. Alright, so we're just going to put a skin down for about 5 minutes just to crisp up that skin, and then we'll flip it over. Oh, mate, look at that crispy goodness. That is looking delicious. Alright, well I think the broccolini is done. Alright, I think that's about done. Just got some butter. Then just the cherries. I've got some honey. And just lastly, some port or some tawny. Right, now we'll just reduce this to a glaze and then we'll take it off. Oh man, that sauce, far out, that is delicious. Oh man, that is so good. Man, who says you can't eat like a king out in the bush? This looks epic. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. That cherry sauce is delicious. Well, I think this is one of the best dinners I've cooked out in the bush. This is delicious. Alright, well, I'm going to turn this camera off so I can eat in peace. I'll catch you guys in the morning. There is something truly satisfying about waking up in nature. No buzzing alarm clock, just a rising sun and the morning chorus of the local songbirds. It's good for the soul out here, you feel at peace. The sound of the burbling river gently flowing by, the chirping birds, the mountains basking in the sun's first rays, the morning light filtering through the river she oaks. It's springtime and the wattle's in bloom. Traditionally, indigenous mobs would use this as an indicator that it's a good time of year to fish for certain species. You notice the seasons more out in the bush, and as you observe it, you become more connected to it. The bush contains all the knowledge that is necessary. All we have to do is listen and pay attention. Well, good morning. Man, what a lovely spot to wake up to. Cannot beat waking up to the sounds of the river. It's a really nice little spot. But yeah, had a really nice sleep last night. That mat is so comfy. I honestly had probably one of the nicest sleeps I've had out in the bush in a while, and it's just nice to have a mat that doesn't deflate on you, which is good. It was also nice to sleep in this gunya type shelter. Like, I haven't done a shelter like this for quite a few trips, I think, and I just love it, eh? It's just the best way to camp, like just being able to lay underneath the tarp shelter, not in a bivvy, just out amongst the elements, just looking out over the bush throughout the night. I had a full moon last night, so everything was just lit up, and waking up to the sounds of the birds this morning, it was a really nice sleep. So it's definitely my favourite way to camp like this. I've just had some brekkie. I think I'm going to go for a bit of a fish, and we'll come back and get camp packed up. Had a strike. All right, well, had a strike in the first cast, so that's hopeful. Yes, yes, we're on. I think it's, oh, we're off. I think that's a carp as well. Had a fair bit of weight to it. Yes, we're on, we're on. Oh. I've caught myself a stick. Oh, yes, we're on. I think this is a fish. Yeah, we're on. I think it's a carp. He's not jumping, so I'm gonna guess it's a carp. Oh, wow, no. A really beautiful rainbow. Wow. Did not expect that. I don't have a landing net. Just gonna wet my hands. Oops. All right. Wow, here's a beautiful rainbow. Really nice size. All right, let's let him go. See you, buddy. There he goes. Well, I'm pretty stoked with that catch, eh? That was a very beautiful, healthy looking rainbow. And I was so surprised. I honestly thought that was going to be a carp for sure. So when he popped his head up, I was pretty stoked. Just good to see there's some trout floating around in this river, because after yesterday I was convinced that this river is just going to be full of carp, which I'm sure it is, but it's good to see there's still a few trout floating around. So I'll have to come back here with a fly rod one day and fish it. It looks like such a fun river to fish with the fly. Also, the reason I let him go as well is, number one, I don't feel like cooking him up or anything, but also number two is we still are in the closed season for trout, although this section of this river is actually open, but further upstream, it's closed to the taking of trout. So I thought I'd just let him go anyway. He's such a beautiful fish. It'd be nice to see him go back in the river and do his thing, and maybe I can come back for him another day. Well, I'm going for a bit more of a fish and we'll go back and pack up camp. Oh yes, we're on. We're on. I think it's another nice trout. Oh, no, a little redfin. Wow, this is my first redfin I've ever caught. It's another pest that you get in Australian waters. You guys can see that. My first redfin. Now these are another pest just like the carp that we get in our rivers, so I'm not going to put him back. I'm going to dispatch him. I might even take him home to cook. So like I was saying, these are an invasive species in our Australian rivers, so it's always good to get them out. I'm not quite sure whether it's illegal to put them back. I'll have to double check on that, but I have heard they're meant to be pretty good eating, so I might even go back, and I've got my little gas cooker. I might fillet this guy and then cook him up and see how he tastes. Alright, so I was just gutting it, and look what's inside. Just all these little, I don't know if they're eggs, just all these little balls. The whole gut cavity is just full of it. I've never seen that before. Like, to be honest, I don't eat and fillet a whole lot of fish, but I've never seen that before. It honestly takes up the entire gut cavities, all these little, they look like little eggs, but I'm not sure. I'm not going to throw them into the water just in case they are eggs. We don't want them to sort of hatch. I don't know whether that's possible or not, but I'll probably just bury them in the sand. But hopefully it's still alright to eat. Do you guys know what that is? Is that normal? Let me know. Hopefully I don't get sick. try it. Let's see how she tastes. And like I said, I've never had Redfin before. That's actually really nice. It's got a really nice texture to the flesh. Yum. Wow, that's actually really tasty. Well, it doesn't get much fresher than that. Straight out of there, into my pan, into my belly. That's what it's all about. Alright legends, well I think it's about time we wrap this one up. It's been such a fun little overnighter. I really enjoyed it today. Like, I've had this river on my list to come and check out for a bloody long time, and I'm finally glad I did it because man, it is so beautiful here, and to know this river's got yeah, some decent fish in here means I will definitely be back, that's for sure. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. As always, yeah, massive thanks to all you guys watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hooroo.